Like, do you know a concept that I just can't really wrap my head around? Like the concept of like cool, like how you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
It's purely subjective.
I mean, it is pure.
This is like an AI gone conversation.
No. Because
what is cool?
Yeah.
As someone who thinks about, you know, how to, you know, fit into society and, you know, what, you know, especially being on the internet where things move so fast, what is the line between something being like socially accepted or something like versus something can turn from cool to cringe so fucking fast on the internet.
So just to
like,
clarify, are you talking about cool from the perspective of like a group of people, like examining like a trend or something, or are you talking about like how individuals feel?
What is like, okay, what is your definition of like cool then?
Well, okay, here's a kind of question to that.
All right.
If I dressed and I thought and I felt like I looked cool as shit, but you were thinking I looked fucking lame and dumb as hell, am I cool? Because
Are you wearing the clothes or are the clothes wearing you, Connor?
Like, maybe from an objective standpoint,
Yeah.
you could be like, that looks horrible on you. But
Yeah.
if I feel fucking untouchable, cool,
Yeah.
am I cool?
I think cringe is when you try too hard to look cool.
Yeah, right. But what is that line? When
I think the moment where you start to overthink it and try too hard and try to be like, oh, this is what I believe to be the society's definition of what cool looks like.
Yeah.
I think that's when you become cringe.
But
I
then
think cool is the concept of not giving a fuck what other people think and just like going with your own style and going with your own flow and just like being like, yeah, this is just who I am. And then
cool-
people will be like,
yeah.
you know what, that's cool.
And cool is only made from people who don't give a fuck about what other people think is cringe.
Yeah.
That's the only reason we have cool things. Because then someone else sees that guy doing it and going, damn, that guy's cool.
Yeah, but like, how do these trends start? Because like, you know, like for example, with fashion, for example, right?
Yeah.
You know, you see fashion back, you know, fashion basically goes around in a circle,
Yes.
right? So what dictates what's in and what's like out in like fashion? It's like as someone who is like fucking fashion, you might as well be speaking a different fucking language to me. Like, why is it you see the shit when you see the hairstyles and you see the shit we wore when, you know, you see like your parents' age or even when you were fucking in your teenage years and you're like, damn, that looks fucking uncool. Like my Sasuke haircut, I'm like, I thought that was the coolest fucking shit.
And you know
back
what?
when I was a teenager,
I kind of agree. That shit was fire.
No, answered your own question though. It's like we're just influenced by what media we see.
Yeah.
You know, even like way back when, right? Like before even TV, you would see like posters or like illustrations or, you know, even the OG photographs, right? It's like we're just influenced by whatever we see and we think, oh, that looks fucking cool.
Yeah,
especially if it's a commendable person or someone that people look up to.
It's purely a social construct, you know. It's like you see people with like influence and like power or whatever, or like, you know, just in the forefront in society wearing a certain piece of clothing or having a certain type of hairstyle, and you see that enough times where people are like, well, I like this like actor or musician or this influential person and I look up to them in one way or another, so I want to look like them. So then that's when fashion trends start happening. Because like,
am I crazy? I don't feel like it's that complicated.
no, because there's a ton of fashion trends that were like, yeah, this is going to be the next big thing, and no one of influence decided to jump in on that, and then it became like a relic of the past, you know, and it just never came back around.
like which fashion trend? Like,
Oh, I mean, there's like, you know, right now, for instance, like, I think it's like, what was it? It's like Balenciaga or one of the higher brands up there.
right.
I saw this one where they're like, they're making, it's like a shirt or a dress that looks like a garbage bag.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so.
And I'm just like, okay.
But that's their whole marketing.
Yeah, that's the whole marketing thing. Yeah, it's difficult nowadays because it's like, okay, are you doing this because of a publicity stunt, or are you doing this because you actually, there are people who legitimately think this is going to be the next big thing?
They don't, often these brands that do these kind of crazy outfits, they don't sell those.
No.
They don't, this is not what they're selling.
And if they do, then it's like maybe like the top dedicated people
But
to
if
the
we
brand
see the
are gonna
people who
buy
are
it.
like the most attractive models in the world, constantly hearing about them wearing X thing, and then you look at it and you have a reaction to it, you're like, you're going to remember, oh, fucking Balenciaga. That's why, like, when the memes came around with like AI, they were like Balenciaga this, Balenciaga that, because it sticks with you. We associate this kind of stuff with them. So I feel like it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I'm.
All right. Opposite question then. What is the line between like, okay, when does something become cringe? Because
again, when you try too hard to be cool.
Is this what you think about when you get in the shower? You're like, I don't know how it works.
Like, what is cringe?
yeah. This is some of my like shower thoughts right now.
It's just when cool has been overdone.
Yeah, it's when you try too hard to be cool.
Like if everyone wore a fedora, we'd be like, oh God.
The reason why fedoras became cringe was because there were a bunch of people who tried too hard to look cool wearing a fedora, but then their actions and their way of being is just everything opposite of that.
See, the reason I was thinking about it was because, specifically going on Twitter, for example, that's like can't seem to decide whether something is fucking cool or fucking cringe.
Yeah, but they can't fucking decide on
anything. That is true. That is true. Yeah. It's like I saw like there was, especially in the anime fandom, that fucking line is like paper fucking thin.
Yeah.
Right. So like I saw this video of just like that fucking deer anime that's like airing that got like huge memes, and there was like a cosplayer who was redoing the dance from that meme.
Yeah.
And like the entire like the dichotomy of the two fucking reactions to it being like, yo, actually she's vibing, I like the vibe, she's just doing her thing, versus yo, anime fans are fucking cringe, man.
Yeah.
and I was like what is like what determines this? Is this just like
I'm kind of like, when I saw that like deer thing, because it's like all over fucking TikTok and like Twitter and everything like that. The first time I saw it, I was like, what the hell's going on? Because I never watched the anime. But then after I like learned about it, I'm kind of in like, I'm on both sides where I'm like, I look at it, I'm like, you know what? I kind of think that's kind of cringe.
Yeah.
But if they're having fun with it, then who cares?
She's getting older.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, because I think when you're young and you don't like something and everyone else seems to like it, you're like, why?
Yeah.
Like,
you get so heated about it.
Yeah. It makes you like kind of annoyed. But then you get older, you're like, all right.
It's like, all right, cool. You want to do that? I mean, I'm not for it, but whatever, go for it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is just part of, especially it is just a part of growing up. I don't know if it's like built into us, like evolutionary or something, that when you're a teenager, you just want to like go against the grain or something. I don't know if, you know what I mean? There's just something about
like
being
anti-establishment.
Kind of, you know what I mean?
Right.
Were you like that?
Yeah, I wasn't like that, but
you wanted to be.
But the idea of that was like cool, until you realize as you grow older, that's just
it's just cringe.
Yeah, exactly, Joey. That's what I'm saying. When you're a teenager, you're like, shit, that's cool as fuck. Like, right now I'm seeing like, a lot of like younger content creators being like doing like wild shit.
Yeah.
And as I'm older, I'm like, I mean, that's just...
you wish you were jumping over cars? Is that what you're saying, guys?
No, I look at that and I'm like, shit, that's dangerous, man.
That's not even cool or cringe.
I don't think that's cool.
I'm just worried.
I'm just worried, man. That's dangerous. Yo, we got insurance for that shit? Yo, we got an ambulance on standby?
That's how you're getting older. When the first thing you think of is, does he have insurance?
Yeah. Exactly, right?
No, I get it, though. Well, I mean, I think that's why, like, especially for, like, people of our generation who have been doing content for such a long time, we look back at, like, a lot of our older stuff. And at the time, we were like, yeah, dude, this is, like, the shit. This is cool.
Yeah.
Because I want to do it. And I think it's, like, something I want to do. And then you look back on it and you're like, nah, in retrospect, that was kind of cringe. But I think that's fine.
Did you have a rebellious phase when you were, like, teenage years?
No. My mum would kill me. You know how Asian parents are.
You're going through your rebellious phase now,
I'm going through it now.
Where you're like,
now that I'm not living with my parents, I'm like, I can do anything that I want.
Mother, I've gotten a tattoo now, actually.
I've got ears pierced. I got a tattoo now. It's like, yo, I can do whatever the fuck I want, dog. Yeah. Did you have one?
Don't think so.
No? We're all good boys.
I think I always just did what I wanted to do.
Oh, okay. It's just ingrained into him.
Yeah, it's just ingrained into him. You just do whatever you want to do.
I just feel like I was never like, I never was being rebellious for the sake of it. Like, I genuinely believed what I was doing was like the right thing to do at the time.
Right.
Like, I don't think I was consciously. Is that what they do? People consciously try to be like rebels?
I don't think people
just try to break the rules.
I don't think people consciously try to be like rebels, but I think.
Well, it's that stereotype in a lot of anime where, like, you go into high school and you have that rebellious phase,
I think rebellious phase is just another term for, like, you, as a teenager, you just fucking confused and you're just trying to find your own
I was like
identity.
angry for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't know why. I think it's just like being a teenager.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I was like in university, I was just like, I realized I was like, I don't know if I have a personality. Let's just make up a personality, right? So that's when I like went through like the fucking IMDb top 100. So I was like, I'm like, I'll just like,
I will be a movie buff now.
Yeah. I was like, I want to feel like I'm cultured on my movies.
I wonder if that comes from like growing up when you were around like 14, 15, 16. You start to understand like, hey, these people I see on TV or people I see online are living like really interesting lives, and comparatively, I have nothing to share or like to talk about.
Yeah, but then you fail to realize at the time that like the reason why they're there is because they're probably twice your age and they have twice as many life experiences.
You can just build shit up, right? Like I think it just takes time, and I think that maybe that's. I feel like I had the same reason. I was like, man, I'm boring. And I'm like, no, I'm just 17.
Yeah.
Like I've just been in school. Like I'm not boring. I just haven't done anything.
You haven't had the time.
No, because I always just felt like the other kids around me were just way more interesting. Like there was this moment when I went to like, you know, when it was university that I fully had this realization. And then for the first time in my life, I'd gotten my own room, and I was, you know, responsible for taking care of myself. It was this empty room, and I looked at it, and I'm like, how the fuck do I decorate this? Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you go to a mate's room
and you have to decorate?
Huh?
Do you have to decorate?
I felt like I needed to. You know, there was just something about the room. I went into it, and I'm like, this looks like a prison room. You know?
I like that.
You like that?
I like that it was just my PC. I didn't have to worry about anything. I just had to worry about the PC.
that was the personality. You're like, I just had to worry about the
damn
PC.
Bitch, you live like this.
Man needs like one Xbox, and he's like, my life is sorted. My life is done.
Just TV, PC, a pillow on the ground, and you're set.
I just like, I remember when if I ever went over to a girl's house, and I'd go to their room, I'd be like, God damn. Fuck! How did you put all this together?
Yeah. Do you remember going to do you remember the first time we went into a girl's room, and it just to me it was like fucking like walking into another planet. I was just like, how does a room give off this much aura? Meanwhile, me, it's just like one Scarface poster on the wall, and I'm like, my job is done. That is, it was Scarface.
Al Pacino, my king.
No, literally, that was it.
I mean, I don't know, like, because you guys don't have sisters, right? So,
no.
Like, I don't know. I never got that feeling because, like,
you never got that feeling.
No, because like when my sister and I, you know. Once we got a little bit older, you know, in like primary school or whatever, when we finally started to have our own rooms and we could like decorate it or whatever. Yeah. I never had that feeling where like every time I walked into my sister's room, I was like, whoa, your room's so cool. Cause it's like, I don't know, it was normal to me.
Okay, well, Travis, I didn't go into the room and go, whoa, this is so cool. I was just thinking in my head, I was like, damn, this must take a long time.
Oh, really? Yeah, I never thought that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you seem like the kind of person who, Joey, what was your room like, Joey?
Oh, dude,
I bet it's natural for you, man.
I had like band posters all over my
yeah.
Like you see my room. You see my room currently, right?
Yeah.
It's that, but like replace all of the anime stuff with just like band posters.
Man, I wonder if my parents thought I was like a psychopath. Because I just didn't decorate and didn't like care to.
Really? I felt uncomfortable.
I had like all the Halos in a Miley Cyrus book.
I see, because like kid. At a young age, I felt uncomfortable when there was a blank space on the wall.
Right.
I was like, I need to fill it up with something, but because I had so many interests, I was like, oh, it's easy. I can just like plaster a bunch of like bands I like on the wall or whatever. So like, I never had any issues of like, oh fuck, how am I going to decorate my room?
I also hated like, how did you attach the posters to your wall?
With blue tack.
Oh man, I hated that.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I just thought, man, it looks so ugly.
Yeah, no, it was ugly.
You can never get it perfect. And I was like, man, I'd hang it up if it was in a nice frame and it was hung up nice. This is probably when I was like 10.
Yeah.
I thought this. I was like, nah, I just don't like it.
No,
I didn't think
just put nothing on my wall because I was like, I do not want to put blue tack. It looks gross.
See, I'm the same way because like I tried putting shit on my wall and it just looked wrong.
My little brother taped them to the wall.
Oh yeah, I had that phase.
And then it would rip off the paint when you removed it.
Yeah. Like there was never a way where I could just get my room to look right. Yeah. And I don't know what I was missing. It's the same way as like me taking pictures. Like there was like this is why I don't take pictures. I don't post my Instagram because whenever I take a picture, I don't know, something about it just looks wrong.
How so?
Huh?
How so?
It just looks shit. It just looks shit. It like
I've got plenty of great photos of you. Like actual nice photos of you.
No, you have great photos of me.
Yeah.
I don't have great photos of me, Joey.
You want me to send them?
That's the problem, Joey.
Do you want me to send you photos?
That's the problem. I take a photo, I'm like, what the fuck?
Are you just not good at taking a selfie?
He just never thinks to.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I take
it always looks
selfies
like,
all the time, but
I always think like whenever I take a photo,
yeah.
Same thing when I like was decorating my room. I was like, this looks so artificial. This is like alien tries to pretend he's human. Something looks wrong.
When you post a photo with Sydney, it does look like you've been paused. like you have been like stopped in the moment to have to like.
Yeah, you look like a Madame
access something.
You look like a Madame Tussauds wax figure.
You do look like you've been like disrupted.
I do,
and I genuinely feel it through
it's like a glitch in the system.
I know Sydney's like, let's take a picture, and you're like, okay.
It's literally it's like, all right, let's take a picture, and I'm like, okay, must act human now. How do human act during photo? Act fun.
Yeah. You look like you've thought about like where your tongue is in your mouth.
Right. Do you know why?
Consciously felt about.
Do you know why? It's because I have the most. I don't know why. Whenever someone takes a photo, it's like. I am scientifically programmed to have my eyes half open whenever the photo is taken.
You have a natural gift at that. I said I have a lot of like actually nice photos of Garn, but maybe 4 times that amount is Garn just like half eye like that. And I'm like, how do you do it every time?
He does.
It's like Pavlov's dog. The moment he hears the ksh, is like, I must blink now.
Do you know what it is? It's just like I think to myself, all right. I'm gonna blink just in case so my eyes don't get dry. But,
I have that too, but I do it way before the camera goes off.
You consciously think about your eyes being dry?
Yeah, because my eyes get really dry if I keep it open for too long. Because my eyes are very sensitive. So if someone's like,
you motherfuckers not blinking? Automatic?
No, we are.
You are manually blinking.
Yes. When we take photos, I blinking. Fuck, I'm thinking about blinking now.
Yeah, me too.
Great, fucking great.
I can't believe you're manually blinking.
Because I had the same issue with Garn when I was younger, where like I would, someone would be like, okay, let's take a photo, right? And I'd be like, okay, I'm prepared. And usually, sometimes it takes a little bit longer than you initially thought for the photo to actually get snapped, and you're just standing there like, my eyes are getting very dry. I really want to blink, but I don't know when the shot is going off. And then of course, every time, the moment you're like, I can't take it anymore, and you blink, the shutter goes off, and you get the weird half-eye image. So now what I do to make sure that my eyes are open all the time is if someone's like...
Spam blinks?
Yeah, I preload blinks.
Okay.
So make sure that my eyes are nicely moist.
Frame buffering blinks.
I'm frame buffering blinks.
No, I get it, because I do the exact same thing.
Right? First of all, I feel like our phone cameras are good enough now where you deserve to be shot if you take 1 picture only. You have to take like 5.
No, I'm too lazy. I'm just like,
you literally go. You've taken like 5. It's not hard to take 5.
Yeah, but it's also just easy to just go.
I get so annoyed when someone's like, oh yeah, I'll take a picture for you. I'm like, okay, fine, and they do it, and they take 1 pic, and it sucks, and I'm like, dude, why do you even bother asking me? Take 5 for fuck's sake, so I don't have to ask you again. No, you offered, and you weren't ready to deliver.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially especially that's the worst when you ask like a waiter at a restaurant. You're at a family reunion or something. You want to take the photo, and they take like 5 fucking hours, and they only snap a single photo, one singular photo, and then
they hand you back the phone like, all right, there you go.
And then someone's blinking in the fucking photo.
After taking like a ton of pictures with people at conventions and stuff, I've learned that there are so many people who just do not know how, like, I guess just like.
How to take a photo.
Space works.
Yeah.
Because I'll see them trying to take a selfie, and they'll be like, trying to like frame it up, trying to get us both in. I'm like, dude, just stick it out and point it at us.
Every time now, every time now when someone's like, can we take a selfie? I'm just like, all right, give me a phone. I'll just do it myself.
I don't mind it. I think it's like endearing, but I was like shocked because I feel like it's so second nature for me to be like, I immediately put it here. Yeah. But I guess because that's a YouTuber brain, and I've been holding cameras so many times.
Right.
But I was shocked that there were so many people that were like, just didn't know how to take selfies. Because I was like, isn't this like a normal, everyone takes selfies, right?
I guess.
But that's why, like, when I do it, you'll notice if I ever take your phone, take a selfie, you're getting at least 2 or 3 pictures at least. I'm never going to do in one unless you have. Sometimes people give me a phone, and then you're like, all right, we're going to take a selfie, and you click it, and that circle just keeps going, and you're like, the iPhone 3, huh? Never wanted to upgrade, huh?
No, the worst one.
I'm kidding. I'm not like Porsche shaming. I'm like, wow, never asked me for a picture if you have an iPhone 3. Or you can go back to the feudal lord you came from.
The worst are ones where it's like, all right, oh, you want a selfie? Okay, here, let me do it for you. And you stick it out and you press it, and there's a countdown. And it's like 10-second countdown.
5's okay. 5's okay.
10, you're just like, shit.
No, because I do feel for them as well, because they had the countdown on.
People are like a little nervous.
Yeah.
No, I try to find it. I feel for them, but it was like, it's the 5-second countdown that is the most awkward, because I feel like it's the taking a photo equivalent to like someone who's holding the door open. Yeah. And then someone's just a little bit too far away to be like comfortable. So they start like fucking speed walking.
Yeah.
And it's just like that awkward shuffle while you're just holding the door.
Totally.
Yeah.